Welcome back. Let's focus on streaming services now. Netflix shares plunged this week after the company reported its first decline in subscribers in 10 years. It's raised a lot of questions about streaming services as economies open up and people are no longer homebound due to COVID-19 lockdowns. Let's look at the global and the South African picture now with the senior producer and presenter of Network, which is the tech and media show right here on SABC News. That's Siphumelele Zondi. Great to have you with us.
Hello.
So, investors weren't expecting this loss, and it's raised questions about Amazon Prime, about Disney. Could we be seeing a leveling off of streaming services worldwide?
Oh, definitely, yeah, because Amazon Prime already took a dive last year, so we know this, and Disney Plus as well, and they went to...
And Disney Plus is busy ramping up its streaming services.
Oh, totally, because they're about to launch in South Africa, right? Because they have announced that they will be launching in May, and they've announced how much you can subscribe for. So they're busy trying to expand to new territories. So yeah, no one was expecting Netflix to sort of like take the dive that it took, especially because it's been expanding to different territories, including the African continent as well. Yeah.
Yeah. What is behind this? Is it the economy? Is it because people are out and about and no longer watching streaming services? I saw that the sharing of streaming services has been brought up. Or is it because, like some people who I know, they've just watched everything on Netflix?
You see, it's most of those. People have also gone back to work or are doing the hybrid thing where it's half a week in the office and half a week at home, because we do know that people are consuming a lot of content, especially in the early days of the lockdown. Even normal TV, for example, SABC once Uzalo in May 2020, when the lockdowns had just started, was at 11 million viewers. That
sure.
They then went down to 7 million viewers. So it's all of those, right? And they've also flagged how they can convert those who are sharing with friends, with family, how they can convert them into paying subscribers as well. And one of those ways is to force people to only stream one account at a time if you are sharing accounts.
So how is Netflix doing in South Africa? Do we know? And of course the big competition or the big comparison would be with DStv, which is the local offering, and they've got Showmax.
So Netflix for the longest time was even refusing to announce how many people are viewing their shows. They did that towards the end of last year. Internationally, we do know that they have about 220 million subscriptions, but in North America, 100 million of those are shared.
Yeah.
So they're not
so they
paying.
won't even give numbers
in South Africa, they're not.
Sure.
They won't. On the African continent in general, really,
yeah.
They won't give numbers. DStv is at about 12 million in South Africa, 8 million across the rest of the African continent, and then there's Showmax, which is also obviously also owned by MultiChoice. They're at under 1 million, and they would be Netflix's biggest competition, really, here in South Africa.
So we don't even know if Netflix is doing better or worse than DStv and Showmax.
Oh, definitely not in South Africa. They can't actually be doing better because than DStv specifically, because there's still those data issues and how people are connecting to the internet, the expense of the internet, which are conversations that keep on happening here in South Africa and the rest of the African continent.
Yeah. With so many streaming services now available, and with the possibility that people are getting bored of streaming services or they're being motivated by whatever reason to give up those services, surely DStv really has to think about a unique strategy in South Africa, in Africa, and offer something really special.
So I suppose what they've done, because we did see that last year their subscriber numbers did go up, but it's the top tier that seem to have been unsubscribing because of the streaming services that they now have access to. Yeah. But with entry-level subscriptions, they were getting more people, or mid-level, they were getting more people subscribing. So I suppose segmenting the market in that way also helps them as well. And also what they've done in South Africa with Showmax especially is that they've started launching Showmax Originals, which would then be only on Showmax and not be seen by and not be watched by TV viewers. Yeah. So that could be another way of driving people. We do know that some of their Showmax content would trend every time it goes, it's aired for the first time in the week. So they're trying to diversify in terms of the platforms that people can find them
and
in.
Those specific shows, so that's local content, which helps our production industry.
Definitely. That's local content, which would boost the local industry as well. But at the same time, also to give their viewers local shows, because it's been proven that South Africans love their local shows. The biggest shows on South African TV, for example, as you would know, SABC wants Uzalo, SABC wants Generations. Even on DSTV, people would subscribe to DSTV to still watch local content on DSTV.
So there is a big market. Netflix at the recent investor conference was saying that they were seeing a lot of traction for South African produced shows as well. So that's a great opportunity. But on the other hand, DSTV says, well, they don't pay tax. They have all these opportunities that we don't, because we have to pay tax on every subscription. Will this be contentious going forward?
So you see, that's also another issue on how these international subscription services, how do you then, when they come to our local shores or when they have our local content, how do you then make sure that they also contribute to the local economy, as when money is not just taken out of the country?
I wish we had the figures on Netflix, maybe in future. And thank you for a fascinating discussion. That was